Now that Amendment 4 of the wiring regulations has been released, there have been several questions centred on the exam. What will the new questions be like? And what is the best way to learn the book? Will I need to learn all 600 pages of the book, or is there an easy way to revise? So, in this video, we will show you some tips and methods to improve your exam scores and to help you to pass the exam. As the title slide says, don't memorise the book. Instead, learn to use the book. There's a big difference. To benefit from this video, you will need a copy of the Wiring Regulations 18th edition Amendment 4, the big orange book. You will see from the yellow box that Amendment 4 incorporates all the changes, all the previous corrigenda and amendments that have happened since 2018. A quick reminder on the actual exam, which is 60 questions with a 2-hour time limit. The answers are multi-choice and you must choose one answer from 4 offered. The pass mark is a very achievable 60%. That's just 36 correct answers from a possible 60. And be aware that an unanswered question will score 0 points. So never leave the exam with unanswered questions. If you really can't find an answer, then guess. You just might be lucky. So, what are the options for getting the right answers in the exam? There seems to be 3 methods that have varying degrees of success. First, you can flick through the book and hope that it falls open at the right page. Maybe. Or learn the book page by page, but with over 600 pages, that is an almost impossible task for most people. And number 3, the best method, learn how to use the book the smart way. Don't try to remember page by page, but instead learn how to use what the book has, an index, table of tables, a contents page, and more. It will save time and help you to score more marks with less hassle. And we will cover table of tables, table of figures, and contents pages in other videos. For this video, we will show you how to use the index, an important and very useful few pages. The index has its own unique way of listing items. Let's have a sample question, number 1, and see how the index works. Once you understand how to search the index most beneficially, you are on your way. The question asks, a conductor is of Class 2 rigid construction. What conductor type is this? This is multi-choice, 4 possible answers, but only 1 is correct for this question. Pause the video and attempt the question for yourself first, and then follow the method on the following slides. The answer choice is A. But how did we get that answer? Look at the next slide. To begin, find the key words in the question. They will always be there, and practicing by answering sample questions will build your skills before the exam proper. There are 2 clues in the question, 2 key words. These are the first keyword, Class 2 rigid construction, and the second keyword, conductor type. Begin by searching for conductors in the index. You will find this on page 604. Just below conductors is an entry, class of, and this directs us to table 52.4. You can see this in the picture bottom left. There are no page numbers shown in the index, just regulation, chapter and table references. And the line to the right indicates that this is a new or revised entry in the Wiring Regulations book. So let's find table 52.4 in the book. Go to page 158. Table 52.4 begins with 52, so it will be in chapter 52. And 52 begins with a 5, so this will be in part 5, page 158. Once we locate the table, we can clearly see that Class 2 rigid conductors are stranded or multi-wire, so answer A is correct. Let's move on to question number 2 now. Which new section, introduced in Amendment 4, deals specifically with functional earthing and functional bonding for information and communication technology systems? And 4 choices. There are 2 ways to find an answer to this question, but this video is about using the index. Can you find the answer by starting with the index? And we will look at the second method in another video. They are equally as effective as each other. Pause the video and attempt an answer. Again, find the key words. They are there somewhere. In this case, the key words are functional earthing and functional bonding, and information and communication technology systems. Look in the index for functional earthing, and then just below is an entry that says, for information and communication technology, section 545. This could be our answer. Let's check. So now turn to section 545 on page 216. Turning to page 216, we can see section 545 and the wording that we are searching for. Functional earthing and functional equi-potential bonding for information and communication technology systems. Select answer choice A. And on to question number 3 about RCDs and new information in Amendment number 4. The question asks, when installing residual current devices, RCDs or RCBOs, in series, what type of RCD device may be fitted upstream of a type B RCD device if declared suitable by the RCD manufacturer? And again, 4 choices. Pause the video and attempt an answer. Start by finding the keywords in the question. I found 3 keywords in the question: residual current devices, then in series, and finally suitable by the RCD manufacturer. So, armed with that information, let's look at the index, and let's go to page 624. Look for residual current devices. Look down the list and find an entry for different types of in series, and we are directed to figure A53.2. Now, to find that figure, go to page 205. The letter A is for Annex. The Annex is a self-contained addition with supporting information about Chapter 53. Annexes always come at the end of the relevant chapter, just before the next chapter, so A53 is therefore immediately before Chapter 54. We are looking for a drawing, a figure, in Annex A, that is in Part 5 at the end of Chapter 53, the second figure in the Annex. Read the notes on that page and pay attention to note number 4. This is where the answer is found. And the answer is choice D. Any of the above RCD devices can be installed upstream of a Type B device if declared suitable by the RCD manufacturer. Remember the sequence. Find the keywords in the question. They are always there. Go to the index and find the entries for the keywords, and then look in the main part of the book. Question 4 is next. Follow the same method. The question asks, for an electric vehicle charging installation where RCD protection is required and is provided by a Type B RCD, the rated residual operating current should not exceed, and 4 choices. Pause the video, find the keywords and attempt an answer. The keywords are highlighted here: electric vehicle charging installation and Type B RCD. Looking in the index on page 608, we can find electric vehicle charging installations, and a few lines below is the entry RCDs, and telling us to look at regulation 722.531.3, and this is to be found on page 352. Here is that regulation and a reference to type B RCDs. They should have a rated residual operating current not exceeding 30 milliamps, and that is our answer, choice B. And finally, to question number 5. Follow the same method. During a periodic inspection and test in a medical location, which of the following should be verified? And 4 possible answers. Make a choice. Looking for the keywords, we find periodic inspection and test, and a second keyword, medical location. Go to the index, page 618, and find medical locations. Below that is the entry inspection and testing, and a reference to regulation 710.6. Go there now. It's on page 306. And on page 306 we will find periodic inspection and testing, and regulation 710.651.2.201. Looking down the indents, we can see that indents A, C and D are all listed as requiring verification, so the answer is choice D, all of the above. But take note, in the exam, don't always assume that an all the above choice is correct. Sometimes it is the wrong choice, so it's best to check. I hope that you found this short video useful and that it helps you in exam preparation and offers you a little more understanding. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to our channel to get access to all of our videos, and remember to click on notify to be sure of not missing our next video. And don't forget, you can also type in Learn Electrics into the YouTube search bar to go directly to our channel at any time from any computer or smart device. We're always adding new videos to our channel, so don't miss the next one. And once again, thank you for watching, good luck with your exam, and we hope to see you again very soon.